Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, October 24th. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. So a couple of things here to update. Looks good. All right, looks good here. Last thing, and it looks like we are good to go. All right, let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. So we're good to go. I'll get a few moments for people to make their way in. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. So I'm going to start off with the daily time frame right here. Start marking up from here. So we got this there. All right, going down to the 8-hour. There. Going down to the 4-hour. Going down to the 2-hour. Maybe it's a little laggy today. Going down to the 1-hour. Down to the 30-minute. I'll change the color of the liquidity here. Down to the 15. Okay, I'll color this red. Lastly, down to the 10. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, so I've marked up liquidity over here, guys, from the daily down to the 10-minute time frame. Looking at current price, there's liquidity right above right here at 33,244. So again, that's 33,244. This is going to be the first level of liquidity. It's a low level liquidity, so if you want to take it, I'd probably only go for 100 pips or so. Looking down below here, this is the next level at 33,179. So we got two levels of liquidity nearby. They're not very strong levels, but they are liquidity. So we have them marked up right there. Going over to our clean chart over here, I believe there was news this morning. We had Redbook at 555, low impact. I'm going to go ahead and mark that up real quick. So 555, which was right here. Low impact news. And then we have more news coming up over here at 6:45 and 7. So I'll go and mark that up right here, 6:45 and 7 o'clock. All right, guys, market is going to open in about 2 minutes. Good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, October 24th. Marked up liquidity already. Closest level of liquidity is going to be right here above at 33,244. Lower level is going to be over here at 33,179. We have news marked up right here at 5:55, and we have more news coming up at 6:45 and 7 o'clock. So everything's pretty much marked up and ready to go so far. Market is going to open shortly in about a minute. So we'll see what happens here. You go and mark up the clean chart, 6:30, 8 o'clock, and we'll come back to that. All right, we got market opening up in a few. So let's see what's here so far. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Sisuk. Morning, CJ. Morning, Valentine. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Maria. Morning, Kevin. Morning, Randy. Morning, Shannon. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. The market is opening in about 30 seconds. I'll be marking up opening price. We have news right here in about 15 minutes. It's coming up pretty quick. News in 15 minutes is going to be PMI news. So we have global services PMI and global manufacturing PMI, which is inflation news. Very high impacts. You want to be a little careful with any entries. I'm probably going to sit out until like maybe till past 7 o'clock or around 7 o'clock, because the news is happening right there at 6:45, and there's more news over here at 7. So I just want to be a little careful with with what's to come. So here we go. Market is now open. I'm going to mark up opening price. It's like literally at the same place of news price from earlier. So it just lines up perfectly. Anyways, we got a news price right there. I'm going to mark it up over here as well. Have this huge spike right here on open. So just be a little careful with your entries here. All right. So with what we're looking at right now in the market, we currently have a buy signal right here. So if we get 2 green candles to follow, that's going to be the breakout V2. So just keep that in mind if you guys are looking to take the breakout. Breakout V2 will be happening shortly if this ends up closing green. So if we get 1 green candle and 1 more green candle, it's going to be the breakout V2. Again, like I mentioned, guys, I'd be very careful about taking entries right now because of the news event that's coming up right here at 6:45. So if you do go and get into a position here, you got to make sure that you get in and out of this position very quickly. You can't get greedy here. If you need to pull out early, you just have to do that because it's going to be really close. You're going to be cutting it really close to the news event right here, which is high impact inflation news. We got services PMI and manufacturing PMI. But here goes the breakout V2 if anybody's looking to take it. I'm not going to take it myself. Again, like I said, guys, I'm just testing the strategy. I'm not taking it. I'm just going to test it. And then, eventually if I start to feel comfortable with it, I'll start taking it myself. But right now, I'm just going to continue testing the strategy. So, and this candle here is a little big. It's getting close to the sessions up there. Some red flag, just maybe take a look at. So, all right, guys, here is the breakout V2. So it's running in profit right now. Looks like it's about to hit TP. It's right at the sessions, and this is kind of a red flag area. So you just want to be a little careful. I probably would have pulled out right there already for profit. It's almost at full TP. So if you're in the position, I personally would have pulled out already once it got close to the red flag right there. But it looks like you might have that last little push to get to that full TP. But yeah, you guys can see this red line right here. This red line is a London session high. So it's pretty much, it's just an area to be careful for. But it looks like it went to full TP. So if you guys take the breakout V2, nice work right there. Again, I didn't take a trade, so I'm not counting this as an official position, but it is the breakout V2. So I'll be marking this up and I'll be posting it in our spreadsheet. So if you guys are new here and you guys don't know what the spreadsheets are, I pretty much document every trade that we're following here. So if you guys want to see how the strategy's been doing, just go over to the Discord, scroll down to, and again, if you guys are new to the Discord, make sure that you go over here, click on Kodi Kai trades and click show all channels. Once you have that, go down to trading journal. And then if you want to look at all the entries for the breakout V2, click on breakout V2 down here, click on the spreadsheet, and it'll give you a breakdown of pretty much every breakout V2 that's come up since, I think, August. So this entry came up at like 6:32 for a buy, win 250. So it's been doing pretty good. I mean, you guys can see over here, the breakout V2 is currently on a win streak. So whoever's been taking it, I mean, you guys have been stacking some profits. So nice work right there, guys. If you guys took a breakout V2, the other entry that we're looking for would be the momentum counter scalp. So we're looking for a red momentum signal and then 2 green candles. If we get that, then we'll have a momentum counter scalp. If not, then there's just no entry for today. Other than that, we'll be looking for, I guess, the intraday scalp. So I'll continue looking for the intraday scalp, but I think eventually we're just going to cut it out because I'm not really looking to take it as much. I mean, it's doing decent, but not great. You guys can see the win-loss ratio here is not so good. It's not above 50. It should be above 50 because it's a 1-to-1. And it's just kind of slacking behind. So we'll see. All right. Nice. Valentine said his MT4 is kind of freezing, couldn't even close his positions. Yeah, were you able to get out now, Valentine? Hopefully you're doing fine. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The MT4 is definitely lagging a bit. I'm looking at these candles here. They're definitely not aligned. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Valentine, because I'm looking over here at my MT4 right now. It's definitely off. Yeah, that's weird. It's super off right now, guys. The candle's on, well, it's just this candle right here. So if you look at MT4, this candle is like a huge green candle. There's no wick on the bottom. This is kind of what was happening yesterday too. Also, this candle right here was big too. And I mean, it's like there's no wick on a lot of these candles here. If you're looking at MT4, I'm using FTMO for my MT4. And it looks like the just the FTMO data in general is kind of laggy. So yeah, I'm just looking at both of them right now. It's like blocky. If you guys are looking over at your MT4, it's starting to catch up, but it's still kind of blocky. Well, which is fine because I'm not going to be taking any trades at the moment until the news passes. We got news over here at 6:45. You guys can see price is starting to just consolidate here a bit. Yeah, price is just starting here to consolidate a bit because it's going to sit until news happens right here. When news happens, it's going to come down or it's going to go up. So I'd recommend just waiting a little bit, guys, for news to pass. Once it passes, then we'll look for, opportunity here. Structure right there. All right, cool. Andrea said his MT5 is fine. So maybe it's just temporarily. But it was kind of doing this yesterday. So if you guys remember yesterday during our live session, the candles were like super different as well. The ETR is pretty low, so the volatility is actually not that high. We just had 2 big candles right here, or 3 big candles, but the ETR is currently at 15 or 17. So it's actually pretty low. All right, so we're going to sit tight for a bit. There's not going to be much for us to take here. We got Valentine with his profits, total profit of 991 for the day. Nice work, Valentine, all wins. So Valentine over here took the breakout V2. So it looks like he took 2 different entries and then they both hit full TP right there. So about 1,000 profit for the day. Nice work right there, Valentine. All right, so we're just waiting here now. Looks like the top's been established right here at this higher high. So here on the clean chart, I've marked up a zone. We'll see if price comes back from there. Mark this up right there too. Let's see. Randy said he lagged out. Did he miss overall bias? No, we actually haven't covered that yet. So let's cover it now. So for today's overall bias, let's take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 56% long. This indicates that 56% of retail traders are currently buying. So you typically want to do the opposite and sell, but it's not very strong. So we're going to put bearish neutral, 56% long. In order for us to have it very bearish or just bearish in general, it needs to be above 65%. Looking over here at the fundamental bias. Fundamental bias is currently very bullish right now. It's up 250 points. So I'll say bullish plus 200 points. All right, short-term technicals, long-term technicals. Let's take a look at that real quick too. All right, so looking over here on the short-term 1 minute, 5 minute, 10-minute time frames, everything here is bullish. You can see prices above the pivots, trend meters green, pivots are angling up. We're gonna have a bullish trend for short-term. Looking over here on the higher term, it's pretty much neutral. You can see the 30-minute here is bullish, 1 hour is neutral, and the 4 hour here is bearish. So bullish for short-term and neutral for long-term. All right, so there goes today's overall bias. We don't have any other entries right now. I'm going to go ahead and start marking up the levels over here as we get closer to news price. So the levels over here are a bit spread out. So this kind of indicates that volatility is not very high today, which I mean, it's pretty obvious so far. All right, so price is coming down pretty heavy. I mean, target price point, if price does come down further, is going to be opening price, of course. We do have news at 6:45, so let me see what they're forecasting. I think they're forecasting negative news. So let me check real quick. Yeah, the forecasting negative. So for S&P Global Composite PMI, S&P Global Services PMI, S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, they're all forecasting it to be negative. So if that's the case, price will probably reach opening price right here. Yeah, Gian said his MT4 is also freezing. He's staying out. They don't match trading view. Yeah, I agree, Gian. They're kind of like they're starting to catch up, but it's still kind of laggy. Like I can see that not moving. Yeah, it's for some reason like the candles are different. I mean, they're still moving in the same direction, but they are moving different. Like the candle will be like a full candle on MT4, and then over here it'll have like a big wick. So I would probably wait until after news. I mean, even so, I would wait until after news anyways, because it's such high impact news right here at 6:45. So we got 2 minutes till news right here. They're both forecasted, or they're all forecasted to be negative. If that's the case and price goes where it's supposed to go, it's going to go back to opening price right here. This is going to be the target price point. It might not happen initially. You might get some manipulation. So price might get manipulated up, and then eventually it'll come right back down. And that's usually what happens. So I wouldn't mess with it personally. But that is going to be target price point. Thanks, Maddie. So retail sentiment just jumped up. It's 58% long now. I think price is definitely going to dump. So it looks like a lot of people are trying to buy the dip here, but I don't think price is dipping. I think it's actually going to reverse. So we'll see. That's a pretty big jump though. Yeah, Maddie said might try to lure in some more buyers around 6:45, 7 around news time. Yeah, I think so too. Price might get manipulated here on news and then it'll come right back down. I think, eventually it's going to come back down. Target price point is going to be this blue line right here. So if price goes up, I think it's going to be manipulation, unless the news is positive, which I highly doubt it will be. I don't think there's going to be any good inflation news. There's definitely not going to be any good interest rate news. The economy's not doing so great, and we're probably going to be going into like a World War III soon with what's going on in the Middle East. So it's a very shaky market right now. And then we have elections next year too. So much stuff to keep take into consideration. So, all right, we got news coming up in about 20 seconds, guys. So I definitely would not be in any positions right now. I'd probably just sit tight, just wait. Again, my guess is that price is probably going to get manipulated up and then back down. Yeah, so a huge drop right there. I'm pretty sure the news is negative. It did exactly what I was mentioning, right? So I said target price point was this blue line. That's exactly where it went to. Let's check the news. It was actually positive. So surprisingly, the news is positive. So manipulation is going to be opposite. So I think right now they just dump price to stop out a lot of the retail traders who hopped into the buys over here. Yeah, they just stopped them out real quick, and then it's going to correct back up. I think eventually it'll correct right back up. Yeah, Sisuk said it was a huge gamble. Yeah, there's no way I would have predicted that inflation news would have been positive. I mean, it wasn't really it wasn't super positive, but it was positive. They're forecasting to drop like 1 or 2 points. It actually went up 1 point. So composite went up by like 1 point. PMI went up by almost 1 point. Manufacturing went up by like 1/10 of a point. We'll see. I'm gonna sit tight. You guys can see exactly what's rejecting off. I drew the zone down here. See perfect rejection off that zone. So again, we'll wait for this to correct back up. I mean, right now, obviously, there's no entries for us to take right now. Let me go markup opening or a candle right here, news candle. So there goes this news candle right there. And let's see this correction back to the upside. I'm just waiting for the market to stabilize a little bit, guys. So don't worry. I'm not really missing out on anything right now. It's a little too risky at the moment anyways. All right, so you guys can see these candles right here. It's very indecisive with where it wants to go. Just wait for a little bit for the market to kind of stabilize a bit. I think we have another news event at 7 o'clock. So it's low impact, but it's still a news event. So I'd be careful anyways. Yeah, you can see right here, price is having trouble getting past the opening price. It's trying to determine which direction it wants to push, which I'm assuming it's going to be up. It's going to have to make a correction back to the upside at some point. Yeah, we don't really have a trend here, so we have a trend. There's not really going to be much of an entry. If you get 2 green candles here, this is going to be a momentum counter scalp. If you guys are looking to take it still. So I think the momentum counter scalp is still pending right now. Until 7. So if it doesn't come up by 7, there's not going to be a momentum counter scalp. But if you get 2 green candles here, then it's going to be a momentum counter scalp entry. We had a sell signal right here. There has to be 2 green candles. There can be a buy signal on it though. So if there's a buy signal, there's no entry there. But if there is no buy signal and it's green, then this is going to be considered the momentum counter scalp entry. If anybody's looking to take that there, it's a 100 pip move, just quick 100 pips. Nice. Daniel said V1 hit following your analysis of the correction back up. Nice. So it looks like Daniel and Johnny took it as well. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Maddie said he's curious to see how high sentiment will get. So does not look like we're going to get a green candle right here. So no green candle, no momentum counter scalp, unless it pushes up at that last second, which it looks like it might. Nope. It was close, but not close enough. So it closed red right there. If it closed green, it would have been 2 back-to-back green candles, and that would have been an entry for a momentum counter scalp, which would have been nice. Looks like it would have went straight to TP, but it's all good. It didn't come up, so there's no momentum counter scalp. If it doesn't happen by 7, there's no entry here. So if you guys look at the criteria for the momentum counter scalp, it only has until 7 o'clock. If that doesn't come up, then an intraday scalp can be coming up as well. So if you get a buy signal here, there's 2 different entries that are coming up. It's either 2 green candles with no buy signal for a momentum counter scalp. If you get a green buy signal, the trend meter down below is green, so you're going to get an intraday scalp right there on open. And then other than that, there's just nothing else. So again, like I was saying right here, see where I circled price, guys? Price is having trouble getting past this area. I mean, price is supposed to climb up, so it should be going up. But you can see that every time it gets any higher, it gets sucked right back into this area right here. So I would just be careful with any entries, because obviously there's no direction here, which clearly there's no direction. You're going to have trouble holding on to position and really getting any distance there, because it's just going to keep pulling back to this blue line. So again, I would just sit tight, guys. There's no need to really force anything right now. Just be patient and just let the trade come to you. So let's go back. Yeah, exactly. Daniel said, I think everyone's just waiting until the second news passes. I think so too. So you can see price is very indecisive here. Price just keeps going back and forth. There's another news event coming up right here at 7 o'clock. It's low impact, but it's a follow-up to the news event that was just released. So we had S&P composite, well, basically just inflation news. We'll just call it inflation news. I don't need to go into details about it. It doesn't matter if it's composite, services, or manufacturing, it's PMI. So with the inflation news right here, it's all positive. This right here is just going to follow up on what was already released. If this is also positive, then it's going to probably make a climb up. So once 7 o'clock hits, if it's positive, it's finally going to make its climb up and probably going to return to this high up here. That's where I can kind of see where price is going. But again, I don't really care. Like, we don't care where price is going. Like, even though I do think price will reach back to this area, we don't really care about that, right? Because we're scalping. So what we care about is making the entry in between here, right? I'm not going for that home run hit. I don't care to hold on to it and ride it all the way up. I'm going to let it push up, retrace, take my entry right there. And then let it push up, retrace, and take my entry right there. So just keep that in mind, guys. Like, it doesn't really make a big difference for us. I mean, realistically, we're just waiting for a trend here. The trend hasn't confirmed anything. So at this specific moment, we can't even take anything if you wanted to. So we'll see. So here goes liquidity, guys. I don't know if anybody took liquidity over here, but liquidity did hit right here, actually. So first level liquidity got hit right there. Second level liquidity got hit right there. Pretty much all liquidity got hit. what's first level, second level. And then now it's pushing right back up. So both liquidities over here got hit to full TP. If anybody took those trades yet that I marked up, I marked these up here pre-market. So you guys already knew that was going to come up, but you guys can see that price is now just in a huge range. Ellen said, I keep hearing you talk about opening price. It really is a magnet, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, usually it is. It's where price tick. Well, like, so for example, if price is in a ranging market, it'll typically go back to opening price. Right. So you want to look at, generally, you want to see where the market high is, which is right here. You want to see where the opening is right here and the market low. Right. So price will push up, and then if price is ranging like it is right now, it goes right back to opening price, right? Like a magnet, like you said. And again, right here, price is trying to make its way back up. But if price is ranging, it's probably going to come right back to opening price, and it just keeps going back and forth, right, between the area. And I'm sure you've seen this before. It looks all messy, but this is really how candles move when there's no direction. No, that's why I mark it up. You know, if it wasn't important, I wouldn't mark it up and it wouldn't be on the chart. Everything I mark up on the chart has some sort of importance. It's either an area of manipulation, it's an area of target price point. Like I only mark up stuff that like makes sense. Like I'm not just marking up random zones. It's because sometimes you'll see people who mark up zones and they put lines on the chart and they're kind of like all over. They just try to make it look cool, right? I'm not here to make the charts look cool. Like I'm not here to draw this and be like, oh, this isn't a range right now. I don't really care to do that. I only draw stuff up that like makes sense. Like everything on the chart is there for a reason. I don't care about looks. I care about importance of like the zones and the levels that I draw up. And I try to keep it as clean as possible, especially on this specific chart. This one obviously has all the lines because this is for that specific strategy, the momentum pullback scalp. And there goes the intraday scalp right there on open, guys. So I don't know if anybody was able to catch that. It happened super quickly. ATR is at 28. I mean, it's currently running right now. So there's an intraday scalp on open right there. I'm going to document it. It's too close to news, so I didn't want to bother taking it, but I did see it come up right there. Match the trend meter down below. So this is going to be the third strategy that we're testing over here. So this came up at 655. $655. It's for a buy. And I'll put it into the spreadsheet once it is done playing through. All right, full TP right there. So if anybody took the intraday scalp right here on open, full TP, nice work, guys. It's too close to news, so I didn't plan on taking it. But, you know, again, we're going to be documenting these trades because these trades are going to help us identify what's going to be good to take and what's not going to be good to take, of course. So that was for 280 pips. Again, right here, you can see it's back to a 50% win rate. It's a 1-to-1 risk reward, so it's pretty much back at break even for the most part. If you guys were looking to take that there. Also, I just realized that there was a momentum counter scalp right here too. I don't know if anybody else caught that. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention because it was so close to news. But there was also the momentum counter scalp that came up right here. There's 2 green candles, sell momentum, 2 green candles right there, and a full TP right there for the momentum counter scalp, which happened at 654. So it looks like all the entries for today hit full TP. I don't know if anybody took any of these, but if you guys did, you know, any of these strategies that we're testing here, they all hit full TP for today. I'm just being cautious because of the news, so I didn't take anything, but pretty much every entry hit full TP. So we had the breakout V2 hit full TP right here. This is the first entry for the day, full TP for the breakout V2. We have the momentum counter scalp right here. Also hit full TP. We also have the intraday scalp right here. Full TP. And then also we have the two areas of liquidity that just hit full TP right there as well. So if you guys took any of the trades, I mean, they all hit full TP. So great work for anybody who caught those. Otherwise, we're going to continue looking for opportunity here. You guys can see where price is going. It's doing exactly what I marked up earlier, right? I said when price corrects up, it's going to reach back up to this high here. And look where price is at. Just about. So, you know, the patterns over here, they just repeat themselves. Like whenever I look at this stuff on the chart, the thing is I've been trading US30 like every day live. I haven't missed a day of trading US30 with you guys here live for like, I think about 5 years now. So when you guys trade one asset enough, you start to see these patterns just repeat themselves. So it's just the same repeated process of the, you know, the entries and strategies that come up. I mean, obviously I could have caught this and rode this all the way up, but that's just not my trading style. For me, I like scalping in between. So instead of just taking one big trade, there's about like 4 or 5 different entries that came up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And on top of that, liquidity over here. So about like 5 entries or 6 entries that came up. So I prefer to just take my little bits and pieces, pull out, and then move on to the next one, and then continue on with the session. So, you know, everyone has a different type of trading style. Some people like going for the big moves. Some people like going for the small moves. For me, I like going for the low-hanging fruit. So, all right, there's a momentum counter scalp that's setting up right here, but it's right at the news candle. So you might want to be a little careful. If anybody's looking to take it, I'm going to mark it up right here for a momentum pullback scalp. Let me check the news real quick. So the news was, I mean, it's pretty mixed. It's positive and negative. But there is a momentum counter scalp a momentum pullback scalp that is setting up right here at this level. If anybody is looking to take that trade there. So if it comes down to that level right there, that'd be the momentum counter scalp, momentum pullback scalp. See if I can maybe get into it, but it's a little too late. I'm going to watch it right here. Full TP right there. So I took it right there, guys. As it pulled back right here, I just got in really late. Usually I don't get in so close to news, but the news over here was, I was looking for this to follow up because it's mostly positive, and I just hopped into it really quickly. So price pulled back, and then it shot up, and that's where I got my position, and it went straight to my full TP. Nice. CC over here caught it with me. Manny decided to sit out, which is completely fine. The ATR is very high right now. It's currently at 26. Let me see what I locked in on that. I just locked in 1,020. I got some slippage. It's supposed to be 2,000, but looks like I got hit with some slippage there, which is all good. Here, let me just move this over real quick. Put the criteria here for momentum pullback scalp. All right, so this is the strategy that we're applying on this chart here. I'm going to go and put a little update over here. Discord. So here's Kevin over here. Kevin's currently at 34,588. Crazy work right there, Kevin. Pretty much rode that up super heavily. So nice work right there, Kevin. This is the entry I took right here. This is going to be for the momentum pullback scalp. All right, so I'm gonna clean this up right here. And now we'll be looking for a possible entry for a high-low V2. Good thing I got out of that position super quickly because you guys can see how it's starting to dump right here. Let me go and take a screenshot of my profit so far for the day. I didn't make that much on it. You know, I just forgot. I still got to turn my copier on for one of my accounts. Yeah, I just got to pay out on my FTMO and I forgot to turn my copier on, so give me any login. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. So let me take a screenshot of my account so far. So I didn't really log in too much on that profit's profit. I just got hit with some slippage. And there's nothing for us to take here, guys, at the moment. So we are just waiting for price to do something. There's no confirmation of trend yet, so there's nothing for us to take here. I mean, the trend is still technically bullish right now, but there's just nothing for us to take here at the moment. So in order for us to get an entry here for the momentum pullback scalp, we would need another buy signal. Once we get that buy signal, we'll look for price to push up, retrace, and look for another entry. So basically, we need a buy signal to come up here, price to push a bit higher, retrace, and that's where we're going to look for an entry, just like we took the other one. Obviously, we don't have that yet, but once we do, we'll be ready to take the position. Looking over here at the high-low scalp V2, we need price to push up here. It's pretty far off, so it's got a ways to go. So we would need price to push up past here, break, fake out, and come back up. And that's where we'll be making our entry. But again, we just don't have that just yet. So we just got to sit tight for a bit and wait for that here to come. Here are my profits so far. So this is the trade I took. I took the momentum pullback scalp. Here are my profits so far across all my accounts. So here's my first account, my funded engineer, locking 400. My first FTMO locking 410. I forgot to turn on my copier on that. And so it's 0. My fourth account or third account locking 410. This is my main account where I execute all my trades, locking 1,020. This is my second funded engineer, locking 195. My personal account locking 105, TFF locking 366, and my second TFF 366 as well. So I was supposed to lock in 1,000 and about 2,000 for this account, but I think my entry that was due to slippage, I probably got in a little late, and then I pulled out manually when I got to the TP, and that's why I got hit with some slippage because it came back down like super hard. So those are my profits so far. Johnny caught it, Sisu caught it, a couple other people here caught it. So nice work with that right there, guys. Other than that, we just got to wait for price to come through. Here's Dejan over here. Dejan didn't take any trades today, so he's solid. He missed the breakout V2, unfortunately, but that's the strategy that he's been taking. The thing with Dejan here is he's only been taking one strategy every day. He just takes the breakout V2 and he collects his profits. And that's pretty much it. So, all right, guys, price is now currently climbing back up. We have a pending buy signal over here. If that buy signal closes, we'll be looking for a momentum pullback scalp to appear. But till then, just gotta sit tight and wait. So we'll see here. So we got this buy signal coming in right here. It's a huge candle though, so we'll see if price continues to hold, or if it even closes with the buy signal. So we got this over here too. So we're looking for price to break and close past structure right here. And then same with this one over here, we're looking for this to close and then provide the pullback continuation. So if price continues to climb up, target price point, of course, is going to be the next area of liquidity up here. That's likely where price is going to push to if it continues climbing up higher. If it doesn't, then it's fine, but that's probably where it's going to push up to. So looking over here at the momentum pullback scalp, we're looking for price to push up a bit higher, retrace, and continue up. If we get that, then there will be an entry there for a momentum pullback scalp entry. All right, so this is going to be a little tough because you're going to overlap here. So if you guys are looking to take a breakout, the high-low V2, look at this chart over here. And if you're looking to take the momentum pullback scalp, you're going to look over here. You're basically looking for this setup, price push up, retrace, and continue up higher. So I'm going to try to go back between the two. It's going to be a little tough because you're going to overlap. So you just have to commit to one of them. All right, so price is not broken past here yet. I mean, it's broken past it, but it hasn't closed. So we're looking for this to break and close past the level. Then we're going to look for the retracement. And we're going to look for the continuation. So it hasn't closed past it, guys. There's no entry there yet. Also, for the momentum pullback scalp, it would have to pull back to this level right here. If it pulls back anywhere below that, it's too low. So the closest that we can aim for would be this right here. It doesn't meet the criteria, so there's not going to be an entry here, at least not yet. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, lowest level is 33,320 right here because the momentum signal is right here, so you can't go anywhere below that. You need to be somewhere above this area right here. Yeah, so no entry there for a momentum pullback scalp. It's got to sit tight, guys. Don't FOMO into anything here. Just wait. Just got to be patient and wait for the opportunity to present itself. So this here too, price is not broken past it yet. Broken close past it. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said we need the retracement because price is already pushed up over 100 points, which is 1,000 pips. So right now, technically, price is overextended from this point here to this point here. So the retracement is very necessary. We need this to actually retrace. And then once it continues up, it'll be good. We need it to retrace and establish a low. Well, it's not super necessary, but that'd be best case scenario. Price retraces down a little bit, establishes a low, comes back up. Just to be on the safer side. All right, so I'm fine with it establishing a low right here because we actually need this. So now that we have the low right here pending, this is it's a good sign. Here's the thing where you want to be a little careful, guys. So looking at the high-low scalp V2, if you guys remembered yesterday, I mentioned that this is something that we might have to start looking at is we don't want to take entries when price is starting to range, right? So you can see there's a range that's starting to set up right here. This is not a good sign. We don't want price to range back and forth. We want price to move directional, right? So if that's the case, I might not even take the high-low scalp V2, or if I do take it, it'll probably only be for like 100 pips. I'm not going to take for the full move, or if I do, I'll probably be going for the momentum pullback scalp instead. Because if this starts to create a range, it's fine if this starts to climb from where it's currently at. If this happens, then that's great. But if it establishes a low right here, and it just keeps going back and forth between this area, I'm definitely not going to take any high-low scalp V2s. It's the same trap that was being set up yesterday. The good thing about us trading every day is that whenever you guys start to see patterns early on in the week, so like on Monday, we saw a lot of ranging patterns, right? If the market shows that on Monday, then it's probably going to happen again later in the week. So if it happens on Monday, make sure to look for that on Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever, throughout the rest of the week. So we had those ranging traps come up yesterday. Today is Trap Tuesday, as you guys know. So just be aware and be vigilant. I'm not trying to scare you guys into not taking any positions, but I want to make sure that you guys stay cautious and you guys understand the risks that are in the market this week. Because every week the market's different. It's just, you got to be smart enough to understand and catch those tricks as they happen. So yeah, looking at where price is currently at right now, it's not really moving. Yeah, it's not really moving. It's just kind of going sideways right now. Let me see if there's any new levels here. Yeah, so there's another level right there you guys can see. It's like a lower level. All right, now we wait. Yeah, C6, it always blows my mind when these price movements highly respect the SR zone. In this case, 33305. Yeah, I can see that too, C2. Yeah, so if you guys like using the SR zones, I mean, the SR is still a good indicator that I created a while back. I don't use it as often, but it still works very well. Turn it on real quick. So you guys can see right here, the zone up here, it's pretty strong. The zone's down here as well. So yeah, everything I create, I mean, there's a reason behind creating the indicator or lines or whatever else I'm creating. I don't just create random stuff. I create everything for a reason. All right, guys, so price is pushing back up right here. Again, we're looking for the same thing that we were mentioning earlier. Looks like price is kind of pushing up a little bit. The closest level here for entry would be the 20 mark right here. So price would need to push out a little further. Right here with the high-low scalp V2, again, I'm just not liking where the price is moving. So you guys can see here, price is definitely in a range now. So you definitely want to be a bit careful. Yeah, this market sucks. It was nice earlier. So like earlier in the session, it was moving pretty decent right here, but now this definitely sucks. I don't like the way the market's moving now, where it's currently at. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll just keep following, guys, but I definitely don't like the way that the market's currently moving right now. It's pretty flat. Let me see if there's any other news here. There's no other news for today. Let me check CNBC real quick. So it's still bullish. It says over here, Spotify stocks jumped 10% as cost-cutting boosts streamer to first quarterly profit in a year. Okay, looking over here at retail sentiment back to 56. So, I mean, not too much has happened. It's still pretty neutral. I mean, it's still bullish. It's still pretty bullish neutral, not super neutral, but bullish neutral. As soon as C6 said, here we go, they came right back down. So we'll see. Yeah, it's starting to move up right here, but all right, so if this doesn't climb up, so when it breaks and closes past it, I want price to actually go up a bit higher. So I want price to actually be outside, right? If it just breaks and closes past right here and then it pulls back down, then I'm just not going to mess with it. I'm going to wait a little bit. Yeah, because the range right here is just not very good. There's actually an entry right here. Let's see. Or actually, let me see. Let me take this back. Price pushed up. Yeah. So the momentum pullback scalp is technically running right now. I'm not in this position here, but I just want to show you guys that it's technically running. It happened too quickly, and this candle here was just too small. So it couldn't line up with what I was looking for here. I wanted price to push up a little further, but right now I just want to show you guys that it's technically running. If you're following the criteria and if you're following this like candle by candle, the momentum pullback scalp did fill right here. So let me just show you guys real quick. We had a buy signal right here. Price kind of went sideways. It came up right here. And then you can see that this candle here closed above the black line, right? Which was 33,320. So technically the entry is running right now. It's right here. It's running in profit, or it's not running in profit. It's running in negative. And it's just in a nasty range right here. So I'm glad that I didn't take it because it's just ranging back and forth, but the trade is running. So I'll follow it. I'll follow it right there, but I'm not going to take it, of course. I'm not going to FOMO into this move. Even though price may climb back up and go to its TP, I'm not going to FOMO into it. I'm just going to wait, because this is the warning signs that we saw yesterday. You know, the only reason we took a loss yesterday is because this pattern over here kind of repeated itself. And I'm just going to be a bit more cautious with it being Trap Tuesday. Yeah, Sisuk said this range is awful. No, thank you with that MPS. Yeah, same here. I mean, I hope it plays through. Like I personally would want it to play through, because that will just prove that the strategy works fine regardless. But you know, with this range right here, this is something to maybe take eye of moving forward, because whenever price starts to move like this, it's not a good sign. And these strategies are directional strategies, so they're meant to be taken when price is moving, you know, directional. It's not a sideways strategy. If you're trading a ranging strategy, then you want to look at the high level momentum scalp. That's something that could be used. Yeah, exactly. Sisuk said definitely would be nice to see it play through, but also excellent to see why it would not. Yeah, and I agree too, Sisuk, 100%. So definitely always take notes of like what happens in the market. Yeah, so this is why we don't like the range. We don't like the range because whenever price is ranging like this or consolidating, it can break out in either direction. Like this here might not even be the breakout. This might be a fake out, and then it pulls right back into the range, right? That's why you don't like trading ranges, because it's always a bit of a mess. All right, let's go over to our clean chart. See if there's any other zones here. All right. So I'm gonna let price come down a little bit. JS is asking us right there. So the criteria. So guys, if you guys want the criteria for the strategy, just pull up the spreadsheet, right? You don't have to copy it on these live sessions. I know it's kind of hard to copy in the live sessions because we're going from chart to chart. But if you guys want to look at the criteria, just go to the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet has everything there. So if you go to the Discord, make sure you have show all channels logged on. Go to Trading Journal, whatever strategy you want to look at. If you want to look at the high-low scalp VT, click on that right there. Once you click on that, it'll give you the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet has all the criteria right here. So just a reminder, guys, because I know it's kind of hard. Like JS over here is asking if I can keep it up. I know it's hard because we're on the live, and it's even harder to see because it's like so small. But yeah, everything is there, guys. Just want to give you guys a heads up. So just a reminder, if you guys are looking at or if you guys are wanting to look at what the criteria is for, there's only two main strategies that we're applying. We're applying this and the momentum pullback scalp. The momentum pullback scalp actually has a video explanation on the course. So if you go over to the Discord, you go to strategies, you'll see the video right here for the momentum pullback scalp strategy. So that's all good, guys. We got Johnny over here, total profit of 440 for the day. Nice work, all wins. So solid work right there, Johnny, with those profits. All right, we might have opportunity here. The only problem is that price is still in this range, so I don't know if I'm going to be looking to take the entry here yet. So guys, here's we have the first setup right here, or the first criteria for the high-low scalp V2. You can see the fake out right here that I just mentioned earlier, right? Price broke out this way, it faked out and pulled right back into the range, right? So what I want here is I actually want price to push up a little further. So I want it to push up a little bit further, then come back down, and then go up for the fill. Okay, so this is good. Price broke out of the range. Now I'm looking for the fake out. So there's technically another, damn, I can't do that. Whoops. So there's technically another level here. I mean, it's going to be tough because there's two levels here to look at. I usually don't take them if they overlap, but they are overlapping right now. Which trade did you take, Maddie? Oh, did you take the momentum pullbacks? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like barely went down. So it went down and it came right back up. It just faked out. It's all good, Maddie. Bounce back from it. All right, so we have two different opportunities here, guys. I don't know which one you guys are looking to take. It's tough because usually I don't like this doesn't happen where you have like two that overlap. It happens sometimes, like very rarely, but there's two entries that are currently running alongside each other. There's actually like three of them. So yeah, I'm gonna have to hold off on this. There's just too many entries here that have lined up with each other. There's this first one right here where price broke, and this one pretty much was for this level. There's another one right here, and then there's also another one right here. So there's like three high-low scalp V2 that are running pretty much right alongside each other. I think I'm probably gonna hold off on these entries here, guys. I don't like when there's too many entries here, and I don't like when price is ranging. The problem with this here is that price was in this big range, and this is why we don't like, because when there's a range like this, there becomes multiple entries that come up, right? Generally, when it's not ranging, it's moving directional, you're gonna have like maybe one or two entries that might follow up on each other. But with this right here, there's so many entries that are lined up with each other, which is not a good sign, because one of them might hit and two of them might lose. So you're kind of taking a gamble there, choosing which one you want to take. Obviously, the lowest level would be the safest, because if price pulls back that far, then you have all the space here to pretty much reach your TP. But regardless, there's no entry available right now. I'm going to count this one down. So this is the first candle, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if there's two candles here that pass and don't pull back down to this area right here, then this level right here is going to be invalidated. So it's no longer going to be useful. And I'm kind of glad I decided not to take any of these entries, because you guys can see that the range just started up there now. So now it's just in a higher range up there. If you guys are looking to take this higher level right here, you need to wait for a red candle to close below this line, and then you want to wait for it to swing right back up. So you're looking for it to push up, retrace, and come back up for entry. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This level right here is no longer going to be valid. This one right here still has opportunity as 1, 2, 3, 4. If it doesn't happen within the next two candles, this one right here is going to be invalidated as well. And then for this one right here, we have 1, 2, 3. This one has two more candles following before it will be invalidated as an entry. ATR is kind of dying down a little bit. It's currently at 22. It was at 28 earlier, 28, 29. And now the volume here is pretty low. So if the volume stays low like that, you might want to use a 25, 25 instead of a 30, 30. All right, so it looks like this one's invalidated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one right here has been validated. This level is still still standing. So target price point is going to be liquidity right there. Yeah, Nathan mentioned it's right at liquidity, so it's getting close to it. All right, so we got 1, candle here, 1, 2, 3, 4. If it doesn't come back down in the next two candles, there's not going to be any entry at all for any of these levels. First two over here already invalidated. This one right here has two more candles. If it doesn't pull back and fake out or retrace, then there's no opportunity here. And we're just gonna have to wait for the next one. All right, it's not looking like we're gonna get the entry here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth candle right here. So if this red candle doesn't break and close below this blue line, there is no entry here at all. And everything resets and we wait for another setup. All right, we got 30 seconds left. There's no momentum pullback scalps here because this green momentum has already been used. So we have to wait for a retracement and another buy signal to come up. All right, well, that was anticlimactic. We were like all worried about not taking the entry here, and then the entry just never came for any of them. It didn't come for this one, didn't come for this one, didn't come for any of them. So it's all good. It is what it is. It looks like it just wasn't meant to be. Liquidity over here got hit though, so I'm not sure if anybody caught the liquidity right here. I think Nathan probably caught it. He was the only one that was really looking at it. Liquidity got hit right there, went straight through. Patricia got it. Nathan got it. I don't know who else got it. CC got it for a partial. Nice work, guys. So it looks like the liquidity here has been hitting pretty much all day today. We had liquidity down here, full TP, liquidity right there, full TP, liquidity right there, full TP. And here it goes, price comes down super heavy. It's all good. At this point, it's too late. So we had this candle break and close past it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since this candle didn't come down on this green one, then there's no opportunity here for entry. Gosh, yeah, Nathan said he took it for a small profit. He didn't like how he was holding it, how long he was holding it for. Yeah, I would have done the same thing, Nate. It's you just got to be smart, especially on a day like this, Trap Tuesday. The last thing you want to do is be caught as a sucker, right? You don't want to be the sucker holding on to that position longer than you need to. So if you got whoever caught the position there, it looks like majority of you guys either took it for partial or you got it for the full TP. You know, great work on that. So nice work, guys. Other than that, there's nothing else right now for us to take. It's 7:30, so we got about 30 minutes till 8. You know, usually around this time, the market starts to wind down. So we'll, I mean, obviously we'll see if there's anything else that's going to come up. But if the volatility dies down and everything just gets flat, then we'll probably wrap it up. All right, so we got a sell signal right here. This is a good sign because since we have a sell signal here, we'll be looking for the next buy signal. So if we get a buy signal, there's breaking news from CNBC. Let me check real quick. No, it's nothing too important. It says UAW expands strike to crucial GM SUV plant in Texas hours after automaker makes earning reports. Yeah, it's not really important to us. All right, so the closest level is going to be right here for the high-low scalp V2. We don't have a buy signal here yet. Once we get a buy signal, I'll come back to the momentum pullback scalp, because then at that point, we can start looking for the same entry. We'll look for a buy signal, look for price to push up, retrace, and continue. And that's where we'll take our entry. But we don't have that buy signal yet. So nothing here for the momentum pullback scalp, at least not yet. Our main focus right now will be the high-low scalp V2. The volatility here is pretty low, but we'll see if we can get another lineup over here. So the ETR is currently at 22. If you guys are looking to take the high-low scalp V2 right here, guys, I would generally round it to like the closest number. So if it's at 22, I'd probably use a 25 as your TP. If it's above 25, I'd use a 30, but right now it's pretty low. And it looks like it's just getting lower and lower. So this is pretty normal for, later in the session. If you guys have been following lately, we usually cut out like around like 7:45. So I'm hoping that this picks up. If it doesn't pick up in the next, 10 minutes or so, then we'll probably wrap it up early again as usual, because whenever this happens, this isn't a good time to take any entries. I've also noticed, because I've been looking back at like yesterday, for example, here, there's no entries here. So let me just pull back to yesterday. So generally what I'll do here is we get off a little early because I want to prevent you guys from getting into bad trades. And you can see over here, so basically yesterday we got off at like 7:45, right? So we got off over here at like 7:45, and I was telling you guys like, okay, we're gonna get off like a little early today, like 15 minutes early than usual by 8, because there's nothing that happens between then and 8, right? So if you look over here between 7:45 and 8 o'clock, there'd be nothing for you to take here. If you were to just sit on the chart for like 15 minutes, you'd probably want to fumble into some of these moves here. So, I do this for a reason. Like I pull out of the sessions earlier sometimes, like we don't stay all the way till 8, because there's just no reason to linger, right? Because if you linger, that's when your trade psychology gets all messed up and you start to want to force some trades because you just really want to get into something. So, same situation right here. If price continues to consolidate a range from now until like say 7:45, then I would probably just wrap it up. Or if you guys are happy with your profits for today so far, I mean, if you guys took any of the entries that we covered a lot of entries today. So we covered pretty much all of the liquidity over here. So if you took any of these liquidity levels, they all get full TP. So whichever strategy you guys would have applied, if you applied a liquidity push, full TP there, full TP there, full TP there, right? All full TPs across the board. That's going to be for liquidity. If you guys were applying any of the other strategies, so we had a couple of strategies here that came up. The one that I took here, the momentum pullback scalp, majority of you guys took that as well. Full TP right there. Also, if you guys took the breakout V2, full TP there. If you guys took the momentum counter scalp, full TP there. If you guys took the intraday scalp, full TP there. Like pretty much every entry we saw today hit TP. So I'm sure everyone here is locked in at least some profit, depending on like what you were taking. If you guys haven't locked in anything yet, then that's completely fine, guys. You don't need to force anything. And we'll hang out and see if we can find something from now until like about 7:45. But there's no need to force anything today. Today's it's Trap Tuesday, so you guys can already see the traps getting set up right here for this range. Again, it's not a good area to be trading in because price is just consolidating back and forth. The problem with this here is that when price consolidates, it can break out in either direction, right? So you can take a buy here, get lucky, hit your TP. You can take a sell here, get lucky, hit your TP, or you can be unlucky, right? You can take a buy here and price can just spike down, stop you out. And then vice versa, you can take a sell here and price can spike up and stop you out. So you just got to be smart about your decisions here. You got to understand when to trade and when not to trade. But let me go and document my trade here. I just realized that I didn't put this for my official trades today. Right, so this entry came up at, let's see. We'll just say like 7:05. We'll just round it up. I don't feel like going super deep in the detail. I don't think it's necessary. So 10, 24, 23, 705. It was for a buy, win 100 pips there. So I mean, October's been pretty good so far. It hasn't been like, I mean, it's been great actually. I've only had one loss for the entire month of October. We were actually in a pretty hot win streak from September 15th down to October 20th. So over a month, we had a straight month of no losses. And then we had one loss yesterday. It was a valid loss. It was the trade lined up perfectly. It was just, we got caught in that range. So now that we know that, we won't let ourselves get caught in something like that moving forward. So looking over here, guys, the ETR is pretty low. It's currently at 20 now. So it went from like 28 to 25 to 22 to now 20. The volatility here is very low. There's actually an entry right here. If you guys are looking to take this, I would probably only go for a partial move, guys. Like if you guys want to take this entry here, I'd probably only go for like maybe 100 pips because the volatility is so low. If you want to go for 200, you can, but I probably wouldn't go for the full 30. I think the full 30 here is just way too risky. If anything, you want to do a 25, 25. Or even other than that, you can even go lower. So there's an entry right here that's setting up, guys, for the high-low scalp V2. If this candle pulls back and closes below this line here, then when price swings back up, that's where you can take your entry. But again, right here, you can see price pretty much is ranging. It's not doing too much. So you just want to be a little careful. So if you do want to take this trade, I personally would only go for like 100 pips. I just get in and out super quick. I wouldn't really want to risk it. Or if you guys don't want to take anything, just wrap it up for the day. So we'll see where this ends up going. The volatility is very low right now. It's nowhere near where it was moving earlier today. This candle has about 20 seconds left on it. I mean, if you guys want to go for a 2020, that could even work too. 2020, or if you want to go for 100 pips, 100 pips could be just as good. Put one right there. So that'd be the 100 pip area right there. Volatility is too low. So you guys can see it just gets lower and slower. Trade still didn't get filled yet. Yeah, I'm not liking how it's moving. It's just too slow for me here. Typically, these trades, you want them to hit right away. You just want them to fill, go straight to TP, and then be done. But this here is just sideways. Yeah, I'm probably gonna sit out on this. Yeah, I'm not gonna take it, guys. So yeah, Patricia said, don't like this area. I agree with you too, Patricia. This area is just not a good area. You can see how it's consolidating right here. It's just consolidating back and forth. There's not really too much going on here. Typically, when these entries hit, you want them to hit right away. So you want them to push up, fake out, and go straight to your TP. This right here is kind of just, I don't know, it's kind of just sitting around for a bit. The volatility is too low. It's not really worth the risk. ATR is currently at 19 right now. So the entry still hasn't filled. I'll continue following right here, guys. But if this here doesn't fill within like the next 2 minutes, because it's got to fill pretty soon. It has to fill within the first 5 candles. So this candle here broke and closed past it, faked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If 5 candles passed and it hasn't filled, then there's no entry here. But I mean, either way, it's not a good area to trade in. So you can see over here, it's pretty much dead. There's not really too, like this can like just randomly get a spike up and probably fill and go straight to TP, but it's going to happen like when you least expect it, because it's going to break out of this range right here. Price is just ranging sideways. So when it does break out, it's going to break out super quickly. So I don't think you'd be able to take it manually anyways. You'd have to have like a pending order there just waiting. Yeah, Patricia said I should have hit within 2 candles. Yeah, I agree too, Patricia. It's just like sitting down here now. So I don't think it's gonna hit or it's even gonna fill. That's we have 1, 2, 3. This is the third candle, so 2 more candles and it's officially invalidated. Randy said, yeah, it's pretty much dead. Worried if it fills, it'll continue ranging. Yeah, same here, Randy. That's the last thing I want for it to happen. The last thing I want for it to do is just come up and tap it, fill, and then just continue ranging sideways, right? That's gonna be the worst feeling. You'll be stuck in this position for like 20 minutes, just waiting for it to hit. And you don't want to put yourself in that stress, not for a position like this. Yeah, because it looks like it's just going to continue ranging. So we'll wait for one more candle, guys. If this candle doesn't fill, let's wrap it up for the day. So as we do that, I'm going to go ahead and start taking individual screenshots of my profits for the day so far. I didn't really lock in too much, guys. I locked in a decent amount, but it's nothing to really it's nothing crazy. So I mean, but profit is profit. So I think that's the way a lot of people should see it as well. You know, if anybody locked in profit today, you know, that's a win for me in my book. Because the majority of people there are not profiting every single day. They're not getting even close to being profitable weekly or monthly. So if you guys are able to find the consistency where you can lock in, you know, you don't have to lock in a lot, just lock in enough profit to be profitable. And then for my personal account, I also make withdrawals like every week. So I did my withdrawal, my first withdrawal with Hero FX on Saturday, guys, and it's actually pretty solid. Like I did the withdrawal and I got paid out like within like a couple hours. So I did the withdrawal, I did Bitcoin withdrawal, and then within a couple hours, it was already in my wallet. So they're pretty solid so far, but again, I have to use them for an extended period to see if I'd have to use them for an extended period to confirm whether they're like, you know, really legit or not. So I'm not going to recommend them to people yet until I consistently make withdrawals from them. So maybe a couple more months and I'll probably recommend them to you guys. But I mean, they've been pretty solid so far. Execution times are good, spreads are good. You just got to make sure that you trade on a raw account. I'd rather pay the commission than have to get caught with the wide spread. Anyways, let me just post my profits over here real quick. And if you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, we'll be wrapping this up pretty soon. Let's see, so this entry right here, let me see if it actually is valid. So we had one candle right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, so this is no longer valid, guys, because this right here would be the 6th candle. So there's no entry here. Let's take a look at the team profits real quick. We have Nathan over here, total profit of 1,180 for the day. Nice work, Nathan. So solid profits right there. Going over here to my profits. So let's see, we have my first account right here. This is my funded engineer, locking 400. That's my funded engineer 1. Here is my FTMO, locking 410. Here is my second FTMO, locked in 410 as well. Here's my third FTMO, my main account, locked in 1,020. Here is my second funded engineer account, locked in 195. Here is my personal account, locked in 117. Here's my TFF, locked in 400. Here is my second TFF, locked in 400 as well. And that's pretty much it. Those are all my profits for the day so far. We have Kevin over here. Looks like Kevin took no trades today. It's all good. No, so if you have no trades or you have profit, that's considered a win in my book, guys. As long as you have no losses for the day, that's considered a win, right? Because if you can continue to either have a break-even day, slightly profitable day, or just no profit at all, then you're going to add up. It's just going to continue to snowball, right? It's a snowball effect. You just keep making profits day after day after day with no losses. At the end of the week, you're going to have some pretty good profit. Here's Gian over here, total profit of 1,660. Nice full TP right there, Gian. And I think that's about it. So if you guys have props to post up, feel free to send them in. I'll add them to our post for today. I'm going to add up what I locked in for today. So I can see what the whole number is. So 400, 410, 410, 1020, 195, 105, 366, 366. So 3,272. Not so bad for a day where I only got like partial profit for a momentum pullback scalp. It wasn't even like 100 pips. So it is what it is. I'll take what I can. And I think that's pretty much it. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. There's about 10 minutes till 8. Not really too much time to look for anything here. I probably wouldn't take any more trades at this moment, guys. Price is just ranging right now, as you guys can see. It's in another range. So even though it looks like price is moving directional, it's really just in another range right here. So I wouldn't necessarily risk it unless you guys want to. But if you guys want to risk it, understand that you got to take responsibility for that win or that loss, whatever the outcome is. So, all right, guys, if you're going to take my advice, I'd recommend you sit out the market, come back tomorrow fresh. Hopefully there'll be some better volatility and direction as we continue on with this trading week, which I think that we will, because there's a lot of news events coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday are heavy news days, and Powell is speaking tomorrow as well. So, all right, guys, other than that, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. If there's any other questions, reach out and we'll get that situated. So.